Hopefully I can find it. I still can't find that one that I recorded earlier from April's. Okay, so there were a lot of really good topics in Summit, and they did it differently this year where they broke you out in tracks depending on your rank. So you didn't get to pick which hall you went to and be with your people like you had always in the past. Whatever your rank was, they split you up so that you would have talks specific to where you are in your business, which was really helpful. So everybody under Diamond was in one hall. Well, they split them up between two actually. So, but all the same topics, right? So that was one. And then Diamonds and 1-stars were in one hall. And then 2-stars and above were in a hall. So I was in the Diamond and the 1-star hall, which is great because Diamond and 1-star can still very much be like mainly you, because obviously the Diamond is mine, the 1-star is my husband. So you're building, but you're still, working on helping your coaches and really, really building your business, because where your income and where your business really, really takes off is 2-star. And I want to explain that to you guys real quick, because I don't talk about this stuff a lot because I'm not rank driven. Obviously it took me 4 years to get up on that stage. And the only reason why I got up there is because I finally found my team and they inspired me. So thanks guys. But, when you get to 2-star, you can open up a second business center, which is basically you. Everything goes through you, but it also runs through the second business center. So you can create volume on your weak leg. So anybody I sign up as me now gives me volume as a 2-star, and now builds my weak leg under my spouse account. And so not only am I still earning the commission, it's still earning those Success Club points, I'm also cycling in volume. So that's when your income really, really skyrockets, because you have that potential for the cycle bonuses. Okay. Oh, good gracious. Okay. So I forget who this is. I think this might be Christina Delgado talking right now. I'm not sure. But whoever it is, I don't know. We're just going to go with it. Okay. So don't expect to be bringing in business building coaches if you're not talking about the business. Guys, this was a big one. So if you're looking for business building coaches, do you talk about the business? I don't talk about the business enough. And when I was listening to this, I was like, why not? Right? Because as you'll see, so when you're talking about the business, explain it, or when you're making a post or when you're talking to somebody about it, explain it like you would explain it to your grandma. So if you just got off a one-on-one call with me, we're not going to say, I just got on a one-on-one call with my leader. They don't know what that is. Grandma doesn't know what that is. Grandma doesn't know what Zoom is. So it goes something like this. Woke up this morning and hopped on a video chat with my coach, and we talked about my goals and an action plan and what personal development I'm doing, whatever, right? So you just in a little bit more in depth of things that you would talk about, and how you explain them, because we get very caught up in coach lingo, and then people don't know what we're talking about. So what you put out there is exactly what you will attract. So if you're putting out, all the good vibes and all these positive things, then you're going to attract those people. If you are constantly saying this business isn't for me, I'm not good at this, you won't find your people, guys. Anytime that I've told myself I wasn't a leader, guess what? I wasn't attracting people. Because who's going to come to somebody who's going to be attracted to somebody who doesn't have confidence in what they're doing? So I want you to remember that. Do people know that you're a coach and that you're running a business? Do people know that? Because they may know you're losing weight and that you found some solutions, but do they know that you're the person that they can come to for help? Do you know that do they know that you're not an expert, but you've gotten tools that have helped you succeed and you can share those tools with others? Do they know that? It's important to post about who you are becoming, not just who you were before coaching. One of the biggest things about this is that we do life here. We do life together. And, a lot of jobs don't stick with you through the hard stuff. They don't hold your hand. And I'm not saying that we're holding your hand, but there are hands reached out. There are always hands reached out in this business, and that's not the same in other jobs for the most part. So make sure that you're not just focusing about who you are and who you were. You're focusing about who you're going to become, where you're going, because people are watching you. And when they see you declare something and then they see you arrive, well, now you've delivered, guys. I've been talking about, it's not always comfortable because, you're sharing something that you really want. But I love when I've shared goals and then I've showed up and delivered. Not only for my following, but for me. That is great for me and my confidence. Like, look what you did. You spoke it into existence and you made it happen. The other day, I was sitting in my hot tub trying to think about this vision, this big life that I want. And I just started crying because I remember when the hot tub was on my vision board. I remember when a house was on my vision board. I remember when LASIK was on my vision board. And I've done all of these things already. And it's been less than 5 years. And that's crazy to me. So to think where I could possibly be in 5 years, it's overwhelming. It's overwhelmingly awesome because I never imagined that I would be here, let alone where I'm going. But it's important to think about where you're going and talk about it, right? Okay. Eliminate the skepticism that is out there by posting about people. So sharing teammate success and not just weight loss, guys. Like if somebody hits a huge goal about being able to try on clothes in a regular store, or that Holly went out in a bathing suit with her daughter the other day, like I am probably going to take a picture of that and share it in my stories or share it on my post, because that's the kind of stuff, guys, that's the kind of stuff that motivates the real people. Not seeing the six-pack abs, not seeing, oh, look at all this that I shredded in this 100 days. Yes, that's awesome and great. But like, I want you guys to realize how powerful your small wins are right now. Because maybe you're sitting here thinking, well, I'm not there yet. I don't have this big story or this big journey to share. Guys, the most impactful things that I shared were those little wins, because that's where everybody else is. People that haven't joined us yet can't relate to the feeling of finishing 100 workouts and seeing their muscles, but they can relate with wanting to go to the pool with their kid. They can relate with going to a picnic and being able to wear shorts and a tank top and feel comfortable. They can relate without having to go with their Spanx all summer. Those are the things that they can relate to. Not paying off your student loans, not hitting your goal weight because they're not there yet. Where you are is so powerful. You need to figure out the wins that you're making right now and share those. But when you share them, you want to think about connecting with this person, which means you've got to hit some pain points. You've got to bring in some kind of pain point that you were struggling with and that you've overcome, because you've got to connect with their pain points. If you are able to connect with their pain points, one, it sends the message, whether they do it with or without us, guys, it sends the message that it can be done. It gives them hope. And I would always offer them to join you. Share this gift. Okay. I need to know, so this is something that I want to know from my coaches. I really love this. It's the 5 love languages and how to coach your coaches based off of the 5 love languages. So I want to know what love languages you guys are. There's a quiz you can take. There's also a PD book that you can listen to if you're in a relationship. I highly recommend this book. It's amazing. I've never had a bad marriage, but it definitely put things into a different perspective because Mark and I have a different love language. Do you hear that? Most spouses, most partners speak a different love language. And if you're not speaking the same love language, or if you're not speaking the love language of your partner, they are not going to feel loved. Even if we are expressing all the love in the ways that we know how, if they're not receiving it, then they don't feel loved, and we're spinning our wheels, right? So I love this book for relationships, but also for coaching people and for dealing with people. So there are 5 love languages. If yours is quality time, then you and I need to get on more one-on-one calls. If quality time is your love language, then I want to make sure that we are doing one-on-one calls because that is quality time that I'm spending with you and investing in you. Same with you guys and your coaches. When they come on, you need to know what kind of love language they have. Words of affirmation. Well, if your love language is words of affirmation, I need to know that because recognition is going to be huge for you. Recognition is going to be speaking your love language, building you up in a way that you feel loved and empowered. If it's physical touch, then you need to get your booty to events, retreats, and trips. That is where you're going to find these people, that vibe, that natural energy. And if physical touch is your thing, and physical touch is Mark's number 1 love language, and he loves events. He loves going to Summit. He loves going to Super Saturdays. He was not a fan of NOLA, and I was like, babe, do you even want me to buy you a ticket? And he was like, yeah. And I mean, he really didn't like NOLA. He just wasn't his jam. He was like, okay, I came here. I wouldn't go back, right? But we're going to dish out an extra, like at least $300 for Mark to go on this because he loves the energy and the vibe at the events that much. And I love that. So I know physical touch is Mark's love language. So he's always at these events with me and he loves it. That vibe, like it totally juices him up. Acts of service. This chick right here. So for me, running groups and mentoring. And if you've noticed, since I came back from Summit, I've been doing more lives because that's my way to pour into you all. So that is my love language. So running groups, which is something that I've always done, and mentoring, I feel like is something that I've always done, whether it's on my regular page or in my teams and my groups, because that's how I show love. Right? That's how I feel loved. Gifts. Well, we're going to do prizes for achieving milestones in coaching, but also in our group. So honestly, guys, like in the first week, I might even get people into the group on the 29th and we can start doing prep week and do some prep stuff. And then we officially run on the 1st is what I'm thinking. And in that week, that prep week, I want everyone to take, there's 5 prep days. Is that why you're telling me 5? There's 5 prep workouts.
Are we starting on the 1st or the 5th?
Oh, we're starting day 1 on the 5th.
Okay, all right. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. But because it releases on the 29th, I thought we could start the group on the 29th and do prep week. Like the prep week workouts that actually come with it. And in that prep week, we can have everyone take the quiz and see what they are. And I'm hoping that our coaches are each of the 5 too. I'm hoping that we're a little diverse and then maybe we can split up in those kind of groups. So if you're a words of affirmation person, then we put you in a pod with all the words of affirmation people. And if you're an acts of service person, then we put all of those people in a message and we keep track of them. Because I'd like that too. And I think that would be easier if we could split them up that way, at least a little bit to kind of gauge all that. So, that was good, but that's not the one that I wanted to talk to you guys about today. Let me find it. So much good stuff. Do you guys have any questions about any of it? So I'm hoping that the mindset meltdown will be starting, what's today's date? I haven't even started yet. So what do you guys think for this mindset meltdown? Should I just make a video every day? Is that something I should do? Should I just pick a topic and make a video and run that for like 2 weeks? Any ideas? If you guys have any ideas on that. 2 weeks, 3 weeks, thoughts? 2? I think 2 is a good place to start. Okay, so I wouldn't hate if you guys, if we could get together and maybe do a brainstorm on that, but I want you guys to bring something to the brainstorm. So I want you to be thinking about all of the mental hurdles that you've had to overcome or that you're still overcoming, or even mental hurdles that kept you from starting. And guys, these are good exercises to do because when we think about these things, this allows us to connect with our audience where they are. If you're having trouble posting, if you're having trouble connecting, if you're having trouble like getting people to take interest, you need to dig a little deeper. You need to dig a little deeper. You can't just show the superficial things and say, okay, here I am, I'm feeling so much better, yada, yada, yada. Because here's what people do. And tell me if you've ever done this when you saw somebody sharing their success. Oh, it's so easy for them. Oh, it's so easy for them. It's easier for them. They had all this help. They had all this support. Their body's built that way. And you automatically talk yourself out of the fact that you could do it. Have you ever done that? Have you ever said that someone else's success was easier and you can't do it? So when we share any win, if you guys have noticed, this is one of the things that makes me such a powerful force on social media is that anytime I'm expressing a win, I express where I came from. I express what I had to get over to get there. Because I didn't just wake up like this in any way, shape, or form. And I don't want anyone out there telling themselves that I did. And not only that, I don't want anyone out there telling themselves that they can't do it. Because I'm telling you guys, if I can, anyone can. And even you guys, you're so much further along in the journey than you were when you started. And sometimes those little mental clicks and those progresses, I think that's a word, happen so slowly that we don't realize how far we've come from what we used to tell ourselves. So if it helps, get a journal and write down all the shit you used to tell yourself. Because the further and further you get into your journey, the more confident you're going to become, and the more you're going to leave that person behind. But here's the thing about coaching, we never truly leave them behind. They're always a piece of our journey because people need to know where we came from. If I just showed up as this person every day, do you think people would relate to me? No. I open my dirty closet all the time. I show them where I came from. I show them the valley that I had to climb through, and I show them the mountain that I'm fucking climbing. I show it all because that's the only way they will ever believe that they can climb it too. And that's what we're doing here. We're not bragging about what we do. We're telling people that what we do, they can also do. And we can help them because we've done it and we've been there. Guys, having somebody who has walked through the valley is huge. Is huge. And even if you're still in the valley, that's okay. You're farther in the valley than those people who haven't stepped foot, right? You have to understand that you are valuable. Both of you on this call have lost over 50 pounds. You've completely changed your life. You changed the way you look at your food, your energy levels, your relationships are better. So why wouldn't you share that? Okay, I'm going to try to go through as much of Christina Delgado as I can before this cuts me off. I'm going to take a quick picture Holly, get on. Let me see your face. Take a picture. Get Scott in there too. He's in there. I see him. Holly's in bed. I love it. Jerica's doing her cool things in water. I turned on Instagram and she's like floating in this water, doing her cool thing. I fucking love her. Okay. Cheese. Okay. All right. So Christina Delgado talked about playing to win. Beachbody is the solution to everything in our lives. So why don't we treat it like that? Why do we treat it like an option? Because I'm telling you guys, this has been the solution to everything in my life. Everything. I wouldn't have any of this if I hadn't jumped in this opportunity. I would still be an active alcoholic, hating my life. And I don't even know, guys, because it was getting worse and worse every year. I don't know about you guys, but my life was getting worse and worse every year by the hole that I was throwing myself down. And so I don't even know where it would be now, because it wouldn't be where it was 5 years ago. It'd be even worse. But instead, I can already see the view on that mountaintop, right? And so if this was your solution, it was mine. I can't speak for you guys, but it was absolutely my solution. And if it is your solution, then why are you treating it like an option? If this is the answer, why do we treat it like an option? It's simply a new way of life. As we grow older, we lose that team, community. You know, if you were a kid and you were in sports, you were on a team, you know, you had all of that around you. And as we get older, we lose that. We lose that tightness, that team feel, that community. And this is that fill. And as we get older, you know, we have a lot of stay-at-home moms, even working moms. Moms, you lose yourself as a mom. Let's be honest, right? Back burner all the way. So talk about that. So Jess, you didn't have this during your child rearing years. Talk about how amazing it would have been if you did, right? So you're out of that season, but talk about how amazing this would have been. Any of this would have been, how helpful this would have been when you were a single mom doing it, thinking that you sucked, right? How awesome would it have been if you had a community of women building you up? How different would your life have been, right? If this business can earn you $1 million, which it can, why don't we treat it like $1 million business? Because you paid what? $40? Not even. You got some products, so you didn't even pay to start this business. Guys, you pay $16 a month to run this business. You know, the top coach in the organization also pays $16 to run her business. Do you know how much money she's making? Like the overhead? Stupid. And so if people are like, well, I don't know, I don't really like to do anything where I have to put money up front. Okay, if that's about running a business, ask them how much it would be to a franchise. Or I've even had people tell me that they want to go back to school to study personal training and nutrition. I'm like, cool. So I can also help you do that. You won't be certified, but you can help people and change their lives, try to change your lives. Or you can absolutely go to school, but you're going to have like $80,000 in student loans. And it's going to take you 4 years. And you're probably going to put on weight while you do it. And you're probably going to get depressed. And then you and I are probably going to be talking in 2 years anyways. Right? So this is a blessing and not a burden. And I need you guys to start thinking about it that way. When I think about the gifts that my sister gave me with this business, guys, I can't even talk about it. Like, I can't even talk about it because it's just everything. It's just everything. And I feel so selfish if I share that. So selfish if I share that, because here's the thing, guys. I still have it whether they take it or not. They don't take it away from me if they don't take it from me. I need you to hear that. They don't take it from you if they don't take it with you. You can offer it and still have it yourself. It doesn't change that for you, but it could change it for them. It could. And also keep in mind that I probably asked you several times, Or I asked you once or twice and I kept showing up and I kept inviting publicly and I kept going forward and you watched me. And then you got sick of watching me and you joined. So you need to make sure you're showing up. Even if it's in your stories, I don't care. If you're working out every day, I should see it. It doesn't have to be all over your page. It can be in your stories, absolutely. But if you're showing up every day, there should be proof. Just leave the breadcrumbs. So here's some, I went live in the team page yesterday on some tips. I do time lapse, guys. We're kind of all in the same place, right? Not everybody on the team, but especially, you know, when I kind of first started, I was very self-conscious about putting workout videos of myself out there, right? We got a lot happening. We got a lot shaking. We got a lot going on, right? It ain't always pretty, but people need to see that. People need to see somebody that's 200 or 300 pounds doing it. Because guys, what kept me in the game was Kat. It wasn't Autumn. It wasn't anybody else on my team. It was seeing somebody that I could relate to. So they need to see you because they don't have a cat. Do you understand that? You are the modifier. You are the real person that they need to see. And they need to see that you can do these at-home workouts, even if you modify. So if you don't want to take a video that's all slow and sees that Autumn's doing 8 reps and you're only doing 4, I got you, girl. Put your phone, turn it around, prop it up on something, swipe it all the way over on camera to the end to time lapse. Time lapse, turn it on and do your whole workout. It does a super speed version of your workout. It takes that whole 30-minute workout into a 30-second video. Guys, it doesn't show my breaks. It doesn't show my extra skin. It doesn't show if I'm doing less reps. It doesn't show any of that. It just shows that I'm showing up in my efforts. And actually, you don't see the struggle because it's so fast. So it looks like I'm fantastic. If you've seen those, it looks like you're doing it fantastically. So I want you to start doing that. It's easy peasy. I also love this because I don't like to start and stop during my workouts and turn on the thing and nope, I just want to get it done, right? So turn it on, time lapse, facing you, hit play, do your whole workout, turn it off, watch the video, share it to your stories, add a little something about why you're proud of yourself on the words when you're sharing your stories. It'll be 2 or 3 stories. Perfect. Then put your sweaty selfie in there at the end. Say how proud you are, right? Say something in there. Say something about the struggle, right? Always sharing where we came from. We're going to run out on time here. So I hope this was helpful for you guys. And please,